Britain has some of the most congested roads in Europe, and it's the emergency services on two wheels that can scythe through the traffic and get vital help where it's most needed, fast. Police and paramedic bikers across the country race to protect the public and save lives. Coming up, a serious house fire.
If you have a look at the CD player to the side of the bed, it's actually melted.
A nasty head injury.
The jaw fell on his head.
A woman has to be cut free from the wreckage of her car.
Don't you move, all right? But you're wondering why I've stopped here?
And we're on patrol with the biker cops of North Yorkshire.
We will have that nasty accident and we'll be picking his teeth out of the dashboard.
Birmingham, Sunday morning. On duty, biker paramedic Mark Hayes.
We're off to Edgbaston, reports of a severe fire in a third floor flat.
Mark needs to get there fast. On his Yamaha FJR 1300, he can sprint across town quicker than an ambulance. The bikes carry all the same equipment as an ambulance and are fitted with our cameras, so we arrive at the scene of an incident the second they do. In the UK, there are over 40,000 accidental house fires every year, killing over 200 people. The Sunday morning streets are practically empty as Mark leaves the city centre behind and heads out on the open road. The location is 2.5 miles away. He reaches his destination in just over 3 minutes. He's the first paramedic on scene.
Smoke inhalation. Lovely. Thanks very much. How you doing? I know this stuff. How you doing?
I'm back to the hospital, I'm all right.
Tell me what's happened, mate.
I remember lighting a cigarette and then I woke up in a load of thick smoke and the mattress had caught fire, so I've run to the kitchen and I've grabbed a kettle and stuff and I kept chucking water on it, but it had smoke and then the fire would just light again.
Okay.
So then I called the fire brigade, they've come.
I'm going to have a little look here. Just pop that oxygen off and have a look up your nose. Okay, pop the mouth, open your mouth. Okay. And close. Pop the oxygen back on for us. Russell, I know you're telling me you don't want to go to hospital, but I'm going to say that is against medical advice. Your nose is quite sooted up. You've got a lot of soot up your nasal passages, which obviously tells me that you've inhaled a reasonable amount of smoke. Yeah, we're round the corner.
I feel fine. If you're round the corner, if I feel anything other than what I feel now, I'll go down to the hospital later, but I've got to try and sort this out.
I mean, what we've got to bear in mind, your oxygen saturation initially with oxygen on was flashing up at 95, 96%, and at the moment you're on 100% oxygen. So when we get on the back of the vehicle, what we're going to do is we'll leave you off the oxygen, get you onto the back of the vehicle, and we'll see what your oxygen saturation's saying. All right. Just go straight to the ambulance, mate.
A smouldering cigarette is the biggest cause of fatal fires, responsible for 1/3 of all deaths from fires in the home.
We don't know how long it was smoking in there whilst you were asleep, and you've obviously breathed that in. Your nasal passages are black, your face is sooted up, you need to be assessed properly at hospital, yeah? Your oxygen saturation on 100% oxygen on the back of the fire truck was flashing up at 95, 96, and that's with 100% O2. So, you're not in the habit...
I've got the shakes?
You're going to be, I mean, you're cold, it's a bit fresh. You're going to have a certain amount of shock, obviously. You need to be assessed, chap. I'm not in the habit of taking people to hospital that they don't need to go. Yeah.
All right, okay.
Russell's worried about something important he's left inside.
My prescription's on me, was on my bed.
Okay, what does it mean?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go up and get it for you.
Right, it's in a, it wouldn't have melted, would it? It's in the...
I'll go and have a look, mate. Is he the only one in this block, is it?
Yeah.
The water used to put out the fire has flooded the flats below.
I think he's got a bit of leak there. Anything that's burned, and then start exposing. Yeah. Oh, you still feel the heat, can't you?
Just watch your feet.
Yeah. So he's actually on there. He remembers lighting the cigarette. The next thing you know, he wakes up and there's smoke and he can see flames. And he's tried to put that out with a kettle. You can see the damage to the building, as in the smoke damage. He's been one lucky man. Extremely lucky man. So, I mean, if you have a look at the CD player to the side of the bed, it's actually melted. That's the heat. I mean, he's worried about his medications in here. I'm assuming that's his methadone on the bed. But he ain't going to be able to have that because that would have heated up.
Red up.
It's all burning over here.
Yeah.
And the beds, you can see how far the seat of the fire is.
The long burning fire.
So how this man's got out alive,
Very lucky.
he's extremely lucky.
In the heat of the fire, the light sockets and even the smoke alarm have also melted.
Right, there's your smoke alarm. You can see it's starting to melt. God, it's warm up here. It's all right for you, you haven't got all these leathers on. For us, you ain't getting your methadone, mate. You're flat, you ain't even going to get back in your flat, mate. It's gutted. You can't see anything up there, it's trashed.
Won't be going back there then, will I? If I do, I've got a lot of painting to do.
Yeah, you ain't going back there, mate. Not for a while.
I was really happy there as well, you know.
Yeah.
Really happy.
The main thing is you've actually got out of that, and having seen it, I'm gobsmacked. I mean, you know, the smoke alone from trying to put out a small fire, the smoke that comes off mattresses, if you're doing that for 5 minutes or so, I mean, you're lucky to have come out of there. You're lucky not to have passed out whilst you were trying to put that out, because obviously it would have been a totally different ball game had you passed out. But I think you've got a lot to be thankful for that you are actually out here, you've walked out, and you know, you've been really lucky.
While the fire brigade finish clearing up, Russell's off to hospital for a checkup.
The problem you've got with smoke, some materials give off toxic fumes, you've got carbon dioxide, and you're inhaling this. Also, you've got to bear in mind that with a fire, the smoke itself is hot. You're inhaling hot smoke. What that can do is cause burning to your airway. Normally, before that would happen, you will probably pass out, and if you don't die from the smoke inhalation, where he was on that bed, he would have burned. Surprisingly, the patient, I've known him for some years, seen him about the city. Obviously used to be on the streets quite a bit. Managed to get things sorted, he got accommodation. Talking to the fire officer, he seems to think that, you know, that mattress could have been smouldering for some 20 minutes or so before he even woke up. When you go into his room, as soon as you look through the open door, just pure devastation in the room. And then to find just to the right of the seat of the fire, there's a Cala gas heater with a cylinder still in it. I'm just amazed, and I'm amazed that he's got out of that alive. I really am.
Oxford, in the heart of southern England, covered by the emergency bikers of the South Central Ambulance Service. 5 miles north of the city, at an ambulance station in the village of Kidlington, a 999 call's coming in to biker paramedic Eddie Webb.
Head injury following a garage door falling on the patient's head.
Roger, copy.
This sort of impact could be serious. Eddie needs to get there fast. Every year, over 2.5 million people go to hospital for treatment after accidents in the home. Every day, 10 of these prove fatal. That's 4,000 deaths a year. The address Eddie's been given is just a mile away, and he's quickly on scene. A neighbour's waiting to meet Eddie.
What's happened?
The garage door fell on his head.
Right. Hi there.
Sorry, what do we call you?
Anything you like.
Have a seat. Doug. All right, do you remember what happened?
Yep. I just walked under the garage door, the wind caught it,
Right.
and
And here we are.
yep, this is it.
Just lift your hand a second.
The neighbours have put a pad on Doug's head to stop the bleeding.
I'm not going to actually move it because if it's starting to clot, then I don't want to disturb it. Right, Doug. Normally fit and healthy.
Yeah, yeah.
Feel it's a bit cold, all right?
Yeah.
There could be internal bleeding in the brain. To add to the bleeding outside, Eddie needs to properly check Doug over.
Just look straight ahead for me. That doesn't hurt, light shining in your eye at all.
Right.
Good, good.
You all right? Yeah, not bad. Yeah, there's a hot spot over here. So shoved.
While they wait for the ambulance, Doug's dad arrives to inspect the damage to his son.
So you were walking underneath the garage door,
Yep.
was it?
Excellent timing, eh? Your glasses are up. Yeah, it's just what me. There we are. Going back to the old days, there we are. There we are, son. God, dear.
But it used to be a spit in a wipe rather than a...
Yeah. Come on, covered plastered in mud.
How does it feel to be 10 again?
Yeah. A bit younger than that, but
It's going in the memory banks, I promise you.
Vast improvement.
you see all right?
And you get them on all right?
Yep.
While the ambulance crew arrive to take Doug to hospital for a checkup and dressing, Eddie examines the scene.
That's the offending door, I think. There's not any sort of neurological deficit or anything with him. His pupils are equal. He's answering questions. He remembers the whole incident, so he's not been knocked out. I think it's a straightforward wound cleansing and closing. Head wounds tend to be quite dramatic because the head's quite vascular. If you think that every hair follicle has its own blood supply, if you interrupt that, they're all going to bleed. So head wounds always look a lot more dramatic than what they usually are.
Essex, a busy Monday morning. On patrol, biker cop Steve Stomp Allen. On his BMW R1200 RT, Stomp sits high above the traffic, perfect for peering into cars and spotting drivers not wearing seatbelts. In 2009, over 1,000 people were killed in car crashes. 21% weren't wearing their seatbelts.
Hello there. Get round there at the road, please. Right, reason I stopped, you're not wearing a seatbelt at all. Any reason for it?
I just got out and I got back in again and I was just hopping down the road.
Right.
So sorry, I do normally.
Okay. What are you off to then?
Just up to deliver some sandwiches just down the road.
All right.
Just
And
there.
whereabouts? Just down the road.
Just off of Crouch Street.
Right. And how far you come?
Up to the petrol station and then to here.
A little bit too far. Okay. I'll be issuing you a fixed penalty ticket this morning, but the message is, can we slide it on all the time? Okay, because accidents just like to have you on a short journey as they are a long one, okay?
Really, I'm stupid as well because my kids.
No, you're not that bad. I bet you moan at them enough, don't
all
you?
the time.
Have you got your licence on you? So I can have a look,
I
please?
haven't.
Okay, if you come over to the bike then.
Stomp's curious about the sandwich delivery.
What do you actually do for a living?
I'm a caterer.
You're a
and then I
caterer.
just deliver occasionally.
Right, okay, so that's what you're doing at the moment, is it?
Yeah, just dropping some off.
Is it your own vehicle?
Yeah, it's my father-in-law. Well, it's in his name, but it's ours. Mine and my father-in-law.
Yours and your father-in-law, okay. You insured for business purposes? Right, okay. Quebec Tango 54. Just a vehicle check, please. Yeah, London Road Stanway on a 1. Does the insurance show business purposes on there at all? Yeah, receipt. Can you do us a name check and #DL on the keeper? Right, so you do catering for a living?
Yeah, I just make it at home and then sometimes I deliver.
You're getting paid for dropping the sandwiches, are you?
Yeah, they're paying for sandwiches. Yeah.
Right. You may not be insured.
What?
You may not be insured because your policy doesn't say business use.
Oh, I did tell her. I said that I use it
Right.
to deliver the food when I've done the whole policy.
Okay, I'll just make a phone call because it's not showing business on the policy. Until I make the phone call, I don't know.
I'm still covered to drive it though, aren't I?
Well, if you're using it for business purposes, you might not be insured.
So we'll find out.
While waiting to get through to the insurers, Stomp issues the ticket for not wearing a seatbelt.
How much is the fixed penalty?
£60.
How many points?
No points. Well, that's yours. So, okay then, thank you. Okay, bye. Right, bad news is you're not insured. Your policy as indicated on our P&C system is right. You're only covered for social, domestic and pleasure purposes. You're not covered for business use, which you're obviously using the vehicle for. Two things I can and should do. One is I will be issuing you a fixed penalty for the offence of driving without no insurance. The second one is I've got the power to seize the vehicle if I want. I'm not going to seize the vehicle. How far do you actually live from here? Is it?
Sorry. With you.
Okay.
Just down the road.
Okay.
It's next to the hospital.
Right. What I'm going to ask you to do is, once we're finished here, turn around and take the vehicle back home. Obviously, contact the insurance company and you're going to have to sort out with them about getting insured. Okay?
I'm insured if I haven't got the food.
You're insured for like normal use.
Go get my kids when I've got
Yeah,
food.
of course you can go and get your children, that's not a problem. It's why you use it for business purposes. Unfortunately, I saw what was in the back there and I gathered what you were actually doing. Okay, so I'll be issuing you a ticket for the no insurance. You're not going to like this one, £200 and 6 points on your licence. Okay, but it is your responsibility to check and ensure that you are covered. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, could I have a signature from you, please, on that dotted line? Or the sign that says the details you've given me are correct. Yes, she was upset, and yes, I think my wife will probably be the same, very upset. She's made a mistake. Probably more through ignorance as opposed to malicious purposes, but it's still her responsibility to ensure she is insured.
Mid-morning, Birmingham. Biker paramedic Steve Harris is on duty. A 999 call's coming in. A man's having a seizure in the street. Steve sprints through a red light, up a one-way street, and straight across pavements to get to his patient. In just over a minute, he's by his side.
Hey, my chap. All right. How you doing, chap? Hey?
We both come out of the police station.
Yeah.
And he started fitting and went down.
He went down on the floor. Was he shaking?
Yeah.
You seen him?
Yeah. Holding his head, stuck his head back in.
Excellent. You seen him like that before? You've never seen him have a fit before?
This could be anything, from epilepsy to concussion.
How are you feeling? No. All right. Can you roll over so that I can see you? That's a good lad. Do you know what's happened to you? No? Your mate says you've had some sort of convulsion. You've been shaking as if you've had a fit. Do you want to lie down again? Go on, lie down. How long did this last for, mate?
2 minutes.
Okay. And you say, are you one of his mates?
Yeah, I've both come out of the police station.
Yeah. How long are you in the station?
He's been in there since last night.
And how old are you?
I'm 17 then.
Okay, it'll come back to you. You ever had convulsions before? Never had a fit or anything like that? No? You say you've just come out the...
But Steve thinks he knows what it might be.
I mean, I know you've got some booze. Has he had anything? I know you haven't had anything to drink today, but do you normally drink? Do you drink every day? Yeah?
Just going to rehab and sort it out then.
Oh no. Have you been in rehab before?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is it just alcohol you take, or do you take drugs as well? Just alcohol?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. I've got to ask, you know, so that we know what's happening.
With a history of alcohol abuse, it's possible the collapse could be due to withdrawal symptoms after a night in the police station. Blackouts, confusion, nausea, rapid heart rate can kick in within hours of not drinking. Steve wants to get him to hospital to get everything checked.
Do you want to sit up? Hey. Yeah, let's sit on the step. It'll be a bit more comfortable, won't it? How are you feeling? You're coming round a bit now, aren't you? Yeah. Do you understand what's happened to you?
Yeah.
Yeah? You tell me what's happened.
I was sick.
Yeah.
That's into getting the arrested me. I've been in the police cell, but I can't remember.
And you've been in overnight?
Yeah, but I can't remember who arrested me though. I can't remember being arrested.
Can you remember whether you've had anything like this before?
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you epileptic?
No.
Do you know what's caused it in the past?
No.
Has anybody ever said that it's down to the alcohol or lack of alcohol?
Someone else, but I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, hang on, mate. You feel steady enough while you're walking?
I've been in the police station since 12 o'clock last night. I've come out this morning, he's had a fag. As soon as he's got a bit of nicotine into him, fresh air, he fell out, started fitting. Like an epileptic, I kind of fit, that kind of thing. See, I've seen kinds of things like that before, through drink when you've got no drink in your system, stuff like relapsing stuff.
Back on the ambulance, the man's made a decision.
He's fully recovered now. He's refusing to go to hospital. I'm of the opinion that he's awake and aware enough to make that decision. I think your mate's still outside waiting for you, so if you're all ready, we'll let you go.
I can go now.
Yeah, of course you can. All right.
No charges were brought against the man.
This is a condition, it's quite common amongst heavy drinkers, alcoholics. Their body is used to having a certain amount of alcohol on board, and it can react badly when the alcohol is suddenly withdrawn, and the convulsions can result from that. And I'm sure that this particular guy, he's walked away with his friend, and I'm sure the first thing he's going to do is go and get himself some alcohol and just put it back into his body and top his body back up to its normal state.
Birmingham. Biker paramedic Mark Hayes is receiving a 999 call.
Reports of a two-car RTC.
It's vital that Mark gets there as fast as possible. The extra speed he can get on the bike could make all the difference. The RTC, or road traffic collision, is less than a mile away. There's been a heavy impact. All the emergency services have been called. One driver's out of their car, one isn't.
Keep your head still, kick your neck, and back still. All right. My name's Mark. You got pain in your neck at all?
The driver, Dolores, has severe pain down her back. This could indicate a spine injury. If one of her vertebrae is broken, moving her could sever the spinal cord, paralysing her for the rest of her life.
Driver's got thoracic region spinal tenderness, so she's got to be immobilised, taken out of the vehicle. We were just going to assess how we were going to do that, which was the easiest way.
Roof removal?
Yeah, we'll do it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mark takes no chances in cases like this.
Just to let you know what's going to happen, because you've got this tenderness in the centre of your back, we have to immobilise you, we have to keep you nice and still. The easiest way of doing that is by popping a board down between your back and between the chair and taking you out the back. All right. What we're going to do is just pop some goggles and a mask on you. The reason for that is, obviously there's going to be fragments and glass dust floating about. We don't want you to inhale them or for them to go into your eye. Okay.
The emergency services all swing into action, removing the roof of the car quickly but carefully. One of Mark's main jobs at this stage is to keep Dolores calm.
As soon as we can get these glasses and mask off you, we will. All right. How are we doing? You all right? You still got the pain in the centre of your back? Yeah, okay. So you're going to hear some bangs and some popping, all right?
happy with this, right?
Yeah.
Up, spades up.
With the roof off, the team can now prepare Dolores to be extricated.
Just lose that mask, all right? All right. What we're going to do now is we're going to start to think about getting you out. We're going to do everything for you. When we move you, if you get any new pain, funny sensations, or you just need us to stop, say, we'll stop and we'll readdress. You all right with that? Excellent. Okay. If I just get in and take the head. Okay, I've got the head.
The shoulders good.
Nice and still. Teardrop down the back. Nice and still. Just support the body weight. Don't you move, all right? As far down as it'll go. That's cool. So board in between the two. Keep the board nice and still. Is that as far as it'll go? Okay. Okay, the patient can just relax on the board. You can go back a bit further if you want. Okay, just relax. Just relax.
Try and go all the way so that the board's just above the seat.
Okay. Right, we're good on that. Okay, just relax. Nice, slow, deep breaths. Hands on your tummy. What we're going to do now is we're going to slide you up the board. You need to keep nice and still.
The commands are going to be ready, steady, slide, okay? We'll move on slide.
Okay, we're right down here.
Okay, so ready, steady, slide.
Okay. Just nice and still, nice and still.
Happy to go up another foot, guys?
Yeah, when you're ready.
Steady, slide.
Excellent. Okay. If we just feed the board straight out the back. Come in. Okay, I'll have the head. Thank you very much. Nice and still. Your hearing's going to go a bit muffled. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Right, to get you in the back of the ambulance now, all right?
In hospital, Dolores will have her spine x-rayed to check the extent of the damage. If she has broken vertebrae, it'll be a slow and delicate recovery process.
Okay, I'll leave you with the crew and they're going to pop you up to City Hospital. Okay, they get your back looked at and x-rayed. Okay. Thanks again.
Yeah, no problems.
These sort of jobs involves police, fire and ambulance, and it is just one big team effort. You know, each service plays a very important role in managing and treating incidents like this. This lady's the first time she's ever been involved in an accident. That in itself is going to be really, really scary. But then when we start to treat her and then try and extricate her from the vehicle, that's going to be even more frightening. So it's really, really important that we try to reassure her all the time. If you don't explain what's about to happen, we've got somebody here who's got spinal tenderness, you know, she hears a bang and jumps. If there's a spinal injury there, you know, the risk is phenomenal. So I do believe it's important to talk to the patient, it's important to reassure them. But yeah, it went nice and smooth, another excellent team effort.
North Yorkshire, England's biggest county. 3,000 square miles of stunning countryside, crisscrossed by 6,000 miles of roads, from fast-moving dual carriageways to tiny country lanes. With such a huge area to patrol, the motorbikes of the North Yorkshire Bike Squad are crucial in keeping the county's roads safe. On patrol today, PC Martin Smith. It's late afternoon when Martin's shift begins, the peak time for road traffic accidents. These country roads are narrow and winding. Every month in the UK, someone dies because they ignore double white lines. As Martin approaches a 90-degree bend, a car coming the other way clips the corner at speed. As it passes, Martin suspects the driver isn't wearing a seatbelt. On his BMW R1200 RT, top speed 140 miles an hour, Martin can quickly turn round and head off in pursuit.
Now then, bet you're wondering why I've stopped here. Want to hazard a guess? Well, I'm quite convinced the seatbelt wasn't on when you passed me, and I know you'll tell me it was, and I can understand why you'll tell me it was, but it certainly wasn't in that position if it was. It was tucked down there if you had it on at all. Two things occur to me, no prejudice against you. If you haven't got it on, you're going to get hurt, because the airbag ain't going to save you, because it's designed to work with that, all right? Secondly, if you've got it tucked down there and around your waist because it makes manoeuvring a bit easier, all right? What it will do is it'll hold you in by your hips and it'll smash your head into there with so much force you won't stop it. And the second thing, all right, is you wouldn't have to cut the corner over the central white line round the bad bends at Coldale Pond where the water is if you were probably going a little bit slower. The white line there is to keep you away from the likes of me coming the other way. And as I come round the top bend, I could already see that you were going to cut that corner off. One, because the speed you were approaching the bend, and we're not talking about speeding here, we're talking about inappropriate speed. So it's not the same as getting 3 points and a ticket, yeah? It's the same as just doing the wrong thing. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt over the seatbelt because I can't categorically say it wasn't on, but I know it wasn't hanging like that because I had to watch where I was going because you were cutting the corner, all right? Is this your motor? Is it your normal car?
Yeah.
Are you the registered keeper and the person insured to drive it?
Well, I've just sent logbook off because I've just got it on Thursday, yeah.
You've just got it Thursday?
Yeah.
All right.
I've just sent the logbook off.
Right, well I'll get some details off you, check your documents and send you on your way, but I'm not trying to be funny, but I can see how you, driving your merry way home, minding your own business but enjoying yourself, end up in the middle of an accident and wonder why it happened. Yeah. All right? Yeah. All right, won't keep you a minute. Well, basically the guy cut the corner off completely as he came round Coldale Ponds, which, fair enough, I'd seen him coming, but somebody else coming the other way are going to end up being caught up by him. Now, the only dilemma there is I'm quite sure he didn't have his seatbelt on. There's a difference between being quite sure and definite. So I'll warn him, he can live with his conscience over that one. The chances are, if he doesn't wear it, he'll get picked up by somebody else on a different day because he thinks he's got away with it, or he will have that nasty accident and will be picking his teeth out of the dashboard. But either way, I've said my piece, and I do think his driving was bad.
Martin still has to run a few routine checks.
Just wonder if you could do me a driving licence check of the gentleman that's driving it, please.
But a technical problem means he can't check all the man's documents at the roadside.
All right, no problem. You'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. I'll have to get him to bring it in. All right, bye-bye now. Bye, bye. So we'll do it the old-fashioned way. We'll ask him to produce. The only disadvantage of that is, let's say he didn't have a driving licence or he isn't insured, is that we lose the opportunity to take the vehicle. Wouldn't stop him getting prosecuted if that transpires to be the case, but it'll just be the old lengthy process that somebody goes and reports and turn up at court. I'd like you to take your driving licence in and your insurance. 7 days from midnight tonight at Killingbeck Police Station. Yeah. If you fail to do so, you commit an offence for which you could be reported, which doesn't surprise you with anything to do with the police, does it? Yeah. All right? But without being sarcastic, just be careful. I'm not, you know, it isn't as if you can't see the vehicles coming the other way on that particular junction. I've had 2 motorcycles collide and a motorcyclist lose his kneecap because one motorbike took the racing line from his point of view, the other one was taking the racing point. When they saw each other in the bend, this one panicked, went straight on, the end up with a crash. It's what sort of happens to you. You might be very close to white line, but you know, the day that you have the bum is the day that it'll get you. All right? All right, see you later.
The driver visited a police station later that week with all his documents, and everything was in order. In Birmingham, there's another 999. A man's coughing up blood on the edge of the city centre. Biker paramedic Steve Harris is responding. If the man's blood is coming from his lungs, it could be anything from pneumonia or tuberculosis to lung cancer.
Who are we looking at? Who's the patient? How you doing? Yeah. So you've been coughing up blood? Yeah. Is it when you cough or when you're sick? Coughing. You had it before today, have you ever had it?
Oh, just last night and...
Last night and today?
Last night and today.
Yeah. You're going to go to hospital?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm giving in. Yeah, he's giving in.
All right.
I'm shaking and I don't feel very well.
Okay. Have you got any pain anywhere? You hurt in your stomach?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
That's all right. You don't have to be sorry. How much you had to drink today?
2 or 3 cans at the most.
That's all. And what's your name?
Isaac.
Isaac. How old are you, Isaac?
He's 57.
Pretty good. When was the last time you coughed someone?
5 minutes ago.
Okay.
Right.
If I go to hospital, what's
Yeah.
going to happen?
Well, they're going to check you out. They're going to make sure that everything's okay and try to find out what's happening with this blood. Because coughing up blood ain't normal, is it? Eh?
I'm in the shock. Shock.
You're in shock?
No, shock. Shaking, man.
You're shaking, yeah?
Yeah.
The blood could be coming from the man's stomach, lungs, throat, or mouth. It's difficult for Steve to tell what's causing the problem on the street, and he wants to get the man to hospital, but he's having second thoughts.
If you go home, how are you going to stop the blood coming?
If I go to hospital,
Yeah. They're going to find out where this blood's coming from. Because that's what we said. All right, coughing up blood's not normal, is it? And you said you were going to go.
okay.
Okay.
Can I have a fag before I go?
Of course you can have a fag.
Yeah.
We'll let you have that before we put you in the ambulance. With that one there.
Good, I've had that much to drink anyway, I can't feel nothing.
You're not in any pain?
No.
Instead of spitting on the floor, we'll use the bowl. Keep Birmingham streets clean, shall we?
Sorry about that.
That's all right, can't be helped. But now you've got a bowl.
Pure blood coming out. Rolling, sir. Ready to rock and roll. Let's get you fixed up.
Come on.
Alcohol abuse can be extremely dangerous, capable of damaging almost every organ and system in the body. Alcoholism is often accompanied by poor diet and smoking, each bringing their own problems.
It's probably the esophagus. There's a condition, esophageal varices, and basically they're little varicose veins within the esophagus, within the throat. They rupture and start bleeding, and then a little cough and you've got a mouthful of blood which you then spit out. It's a fairly common problem amongst alcoholics. What should happen, they'll pop to the hospital, they'll do a range of tests. They may include X-ray, may include scan to see what's happening and where this blood's coming from. What's likely to happen, he'll be in hospital 3-4 hours or so, he'll get fed up and he'll just get up and walk out.
Birmingham, early afternoon. Biker paramedic Mark Hayes is on his way to an emergency at one of the city's 3 main railway stations. An elderly woman has had a nasty fall down the stairs. Falls are one of the most common injuries in the elderly. Broken wrists or broken hips can have a life-threatening or life-changing effect. Within minutes, Mark's on scene, riding right into the heart of the station.
Get in there. Okay. You're right. My name's Mark. I'm a paramedic. What's your name, my love?
Anne.
Anne. What's happened?
Just come down and there's to that corner leg.
Okay. How far?
The fourth one up there where the blood is.
Okay. All right. What made you fall?
I thought I caught me heel.
Right. Okay. Have you got any pain in your neck or your back at all? Are you sure?
No, I've just been sick because I ate too much.
Did you?
Just been out to lunch.
What did you have nice?
Oh, it was lovely chicken.
Oh dear.
We've been to a meeting, you see.
Yeah?
And your mum sits in chance.
Okay.
Lovely day. This at the end.
Okay.
This is the end of our lovely day.
All right then. What we'll do is we'll have a little look at your leg. We've got an ambulance on the way.
She's got quite a deep gash on her leg.
Yeah, I'm going to have a little look at that now.
It's just the blood.
Okie dokie. What I'm going to need to do is just cut your tights, all right? I am sorry.
It's not tight, it's only a tight. I'm going to go home on the bus now, you know.
Oh, you're not going to be going on the bus just yet. You will be going to hospital, pet.
Oh, for God's sake.
I'm sorry. Where do you live, Anne?
South Yardley.
South Yardley. How young are you?
Do you really want to know? Yeah.
18.
18? Reversed.
I would have said 17.
Reversed.
Yeah.
The other way around. And you know, I've never been to hospital in my life.
Have you not?
I've once with a broken leg, that's all.
As we get older, our skin thins and cuts happen more easily. It also takes much longer for skin to heal.
I'm trying to
Okay. Yeah, you're definitely going to a hospital, Anne. All right. You move your toes and everything okay?
I'm going to the Symphony Hall tonight.
Ah, right, okay. Well, you're going to be going to hospital. You're going to need some... keep your leg up, my darling. You're going to need that scene to Gonna be having a few stitches and that, I'm afraid. Sorry.
16, 23. I'm going to Thursday, I'm coming to the
Oh my life.
That's mine.
I'm just going to give that a little bit of a clean out and apply a dressing. It'll be City Hospital, Dudley Road. All right. Oh, I'm sorry.
This is Solihull.
Solihull?
Yeah, I only live up the road from Solihull.
If your leg weren't bleeding, I'd pop you on the bike and I'd take you myself, but... Would you? Oh, bless. Bit cold, all right, pet.
Ow.
I'm sorry.
It's got no mercy, this night.
I'm sorry.
All the way down.
Yeah. You've done a proper job. I normally cut myself shaving, but I couldn't do one like that. It's a bit cold, all right. Your ankle's quite swollen. We'll have a little look at that as well.
Mick will do his fruit. That's my husband.
Is it?
He's a bloody fool.
Oh, bless. Could have been worse. Yeah? It could have been top to bottom and laid out flat. Okay. What I'm going to do is just get your shoe off. I want to have a look at your ankle because your ankle looks a bit puffy. Is there any pain in your ankle? No? Yeah, her ankle is swollen. So we'll get that looked at as well. Right. There we go. All right. That's just because we're going down some steps. What we don't want you doing is reaching out. The real reason, stop you to running off before you pay the bill. All right. Don't want you rolling off the bed as well, do we? Huh?
I'll be seeing you.
That's why I'm going to strap you down.
Don't you worry, I'll be
I'll leave you to it then, Anne. All the best. Take care, my love. All right. See ya. Bye-bye. Absolutely lovely lady. You know when you go out to the older generation that, you know, 9 times out of 10, they're really pleased to see you. They don't want to be any bother to you. For me, these are the jobs that I could do in day out. I'm sure if that was me, I'd be on the floor, I'd be pale, I'd be sweating, I'd want to be lifted off the floor, I'd be feeling faint. And here's an 81-year-old lady, and she's not fazed by what's happened, just thinking about, oh, I've had a lovely meal, even though she's thrown it up on the floor.
Russell was kept overnight in hospital and treated for burns. Sadly, he wasn't able to move back into his house, but is on the list to be given a new home soon. Doug had to have 10 staples in his head to fix the deep gash, suffered concussion and dizziness, and was off work for 2 weeks. Dolores had 4 weeks off work with severe whiplash, but luckily had no broken bones. And Anne unfortunately missed her concert that evening and caught an infection in hospital, but is now on antibiotics and doing well. Next time on Emergency Bikers. Mark tends to a woman fighting to breathe.
Okay, just relax nice and second. It's all right.
Essex cops take on speeding bikers.
Forget about what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do. That is almost suicide.
And the paramedics help a young boy hit by a car.
Keep still. Good lad, well done.